Hi, guys and girls. Let's do it. All right. So when it comes to your homegrown voiceover, there's essentially 3 or 2.5 tiers of equipment that you can get. Tier 1 is pretty much as cheap as you can go without sounding like a total and complete chump. Tier 2 is pretty much everything you need for a professional home studio. And tier 2.5 is essentially tier 2, just with a Napoleon complex. And if you don't know what that is, it's like when you wish you had a bigger dick or tits or vagina or whatever you kids brag about on the tweeters. So tier 1 is essentially comprised of USB mics, free audio software, some blankets, and your dreams, basically. Tier 2 separates the exploring novice from the budding gig seeker. We're talking the professional caliber home studio. That's going to be your preamp, analog or XLR compatible mics, audio interface, professional audio software, a treated space, kind of like this, or not as elaborate, and a fire under your ass, probably to pay for all of the shit that you just bought. Tier 2.B is all of tier 2, just 2 to 3 times more expensive, with a highly debatable differential in qualities, not qualities. A $3,000 microphone is going to be fucking awesome, sure. But when you're paying for super expensive stuff, it's usually good at highlighting specific qualities. So you're basically paying for fine tuning. And if you can afford it, great. If you can't, it's not necessary. Though I'm sure whoever spent $8 million on their studio is going to disagree. Now look here. We're going to cover everything. I'm talking mics, equipment, space treatment, software, the whole kit and shebang. But listen here, Bosco, you need to get off my nuts. Because right now I want to talk about one piece of equipment that I think gets overlooked. That's your headphones. Now listen to me, because this is super important, okay? I think. Whether you're going to use your headphones cans for just voiceover stuff, or if you're going to use them also for building your soundscapes, your audioscapes for animation, video, and so on, what I believe is important is that you are getting an authentic and real sound. And what I mean by that is that the sound that you are making is the sound and sounds like the sound that will go into your sound holes. What the fuck am I talking about? So depending on the purpose and budget, headphones are going to sound different, usually intentionally. For example, many headsets or earbuds generally lack bass, and that's because mainly because tiny, high-quality woofers ain't cheap, but also when you're having the standard human-to-human, mouth-to-ear conversation, mid to high frequencies, they cut across the background noise. So if you can imagine like a cafeteria where everyone's like, I don't know what cafeteria that is, but it's yours. And somebody comes in and there happens to be a chalkboard, again, I don't know why, and they run their fingernails across it, you're going to hear that sound above all of the noise. That's basically what I think iPhone earbuds sound like. Now, if you're someone who loves loud, intense, nipple-sharpening, skull-shocking music, like me, there's plenty of bass-boosting, noise-canceling headphones out there. And no, I don't just mean Dre Beats, okay? There's lots of other ones. Though I do find it interesting that if his name was Dre, then we could just call him Dre-Dre. Fuck. All right, everybody, shut up. Let's get serious. For the purpose of listening to voiceover and audio soundscapes that you're editing, I personally believe that having the most authentic, true sound is absolutely critical. I'm talking nothing boosted, nothing filtered, nothing cut, untainted, pure. And you're absolutely correct. That's right, because everyone else, they're going to wind up hearing your audio through their $1 headset, their $500 DJ helmet, from their laptop speakers, not even headphones, or from their home studio surround, home theater surround sound system. That's a lot of words for a thing. I don't even think those were the right words. So in conclusion, IMHO, you want to have the purest playback listening experience when doing voiceover or editing audio soundscapes for animations, videos, and so forth. All right. Oh, I'm not done. I got more stuff to do. Shit. Congratulations, boys and girls, for getting this far into the video. To thank you, I want to show you my junk. I want to show you my goods. I want to show you my stuff. And I want them in your face. You ready? You guys ready to get this party started? So here I have my iPhone earbuds. These are free. They come with any $8,000 iPhone product. To be honest, I would rather use the iPhone speaker function than to use these. They're not the worst headphones in the world. They are most definitely not good, especially if you're going to try to do any kind of editing whatsoever. They kind of remind me of the that bolo weapon, the thing that you throw, like the eye bolt. Oh my goodness! I write my own material, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. I'll be here all week. All right, next up we got the Sennheiser HD 280 Pros. They're pretty pro. I mean, they're really solid. They're very reliable. They do their job. I've been in some studios where they had these. I'm sure, they may have updated now, but I'm sure there's plenty of studios with like 30 of these in a closet somewhere, because they do their job. They're not fancy. They don't have any bells and whistles. Most importantly, the sound that comes out of these is so effing authentic and clean. It doesn't boost anything crazy, and at the same time, you hear everything. You hear the bass, you hear the higher frequencies as well. It's very clear. My main beef with these is that they're kind of heavy and they're a little clunky. So if I'm going to record for like a fighting game or something, and I got to scream for 2 hours, it just starts to get really heavy on my head, and it gets me all sweaty and gross. Not that you need to know that, but it just, over time, they're not the most comfortable. They pinch your head a bit. Now, I realize that I may just have a huge fucking head, which I probably do, but I have this maxed out. I don't know if you can see this. It's maxed out as far as how big it can get, and these aren't small. Anyways, these are great. They're $100 still. They were $100 when I got them like 4 years ago, so clearly appreciation and depreciation haven't really affected these bad boys. All right, next up, we got my man Dre-Dre's Beats in the house. These are the studio Beats. I initially had the Monster Beats back in the day, and the bass boost on that made it impossible to edit by ear any kind of voice or audio soundscape accurately. These studio Beats are a lot more, they're not nearly as overwhelming in terms of their boost, but there is still quite a bit of boost, which makes these great for music, but not necessarily so great, in my opinion, for dealing with voice audio and audio soundscapes. The thing I like about these is that it's a nice sturdy structure. Sound is decent. It's good. Sound is good. For the price, it's decent, I guess. These run at about $300. I have mixed opinions about the rechargeable battery on this. I think it's great that I don't have to put in 2 AA batteries every single time, I run out of power. At the same time, I do just find earphones that require battery a little annoying. I know some of that has to do with the boost, and some of that has to do with noise canceling. 2 things that I don't give a shit about when I am editing audio for my cartoons and stuff, or doing voiceover editing as well. That additional cumbersomeness isn't really a benefit to me, at least for that. I don't mind them for music. They're fine for music. Are they overpriced? Maybe. I don't know. I know there's a lot of hate for Beats. I think mainly because so many people have them and the wrong people have them. Sorry, not the wrong people. A lot of douchebags have them. I get where the reputation comes from. That said, I think it's a solid product despite everyone's crying and whining. Would I have bought these for myself? All right, last but not least, I have the Meze 73 Classics. These are a super solid set of headphones. I'm going to say, in full transparency and disclosure, they did send me these to review and to check out. But there was no part of our contract that said I had to say anything nice about it. But luckily, I actually do have a lot of nice things to say about it. I don't love everything about it, but I do love a number of things about it. I would say that my favorite part about it, and it's actually the reason why I selected these, was that it was listed as being comfortable for long listening periods. And that is absolutely what it is. It doesn't pinch. It's fairly flexible. It's very comfortable, and it's very light, despite it looking like, it's got these very nice wood finish on there, but they're actually very, very light, which I like. On the same token, first world problems, I feel like it feels a little flimsy in terms of like its structure. And maybe that's just because I'm used to the Beats and the Sennheisers, which are basically tanks on my head, that, this feels a little bit, I don't know, it just feels a little delicate. But it's not. I mean, I've thrown it in my laptop bag, and it's been fine, and I've tossed them around. I've been using these actually for about a month now, and they've been handling very, very well. So it's more of just me being picky. Also, the cords, you can't see them here, but the cords that go in are also kind of thin. And I get it. It's how you make something lighter, is you make things, you use lighter materials. So I understand that. But for the positives, there are quite a few of them. The sound is great. It's not nearly as boosty as the Beats in terms of bass, though you can actually see they've got like the air holes on top, just in case it gets a little too hefty on your head. And it does the same thing that the studios do, and I'm sure others do as well, where if you get too much bass, it actually you can actually feel the air kind of shooting out the sides. And that's cool. So definitely it's got power. Honestly, one of my favorite parts about this is about the Meze is that it doesn't require a battery. And that makes my life very nice. Also, it's good for multi-purpose use. Like I said, it doesn't boost the bass too crazy, but it does have a nice bass boost, and it does have a nice high frequency boost as well. So if anything, it just accentuates things. If I had to choose between these or the Sennheisers for listening to voiceover or editing audio, I would still go with the Sennheisers. But if I needed a multi-purpose set of headphones, if I could only choose one, I would probably choose these, as well as for music listening. Even though I love bass, just for the sheer amount of time that I have to wear them, that's something I would concede to, is not having that crazy boost in bass, but getting a decent bass boost as well as a high frequency boost, so things are brighter as well, and being able to wear them for 14 hours at a time. So good job, your new company, and you have a solid product. It looks different, it sounds different, it has a different personality to it. Interestingly enough, I was not a fan of the folding that it does. It doesn't flip and bend on itself. It actually folds. But I actually found that to be more useful in my computer bag, because if you've seen Beats or similar headphones, they come in a case that's about the size of a fucking dinosaur egg, and it doesn't fit in anything. These actually slipped right into one of the pockets. It's a really solid product, and I actually haven't even put my Beat Studios back on since I got these, mainly for comfort, and the sound is very good as well. That's all I have to say about anything and everything at all, and I've had to take a wicked piss for like an hour, but I love you guys, and I hope this information helped you. At the end of the day, if you're serious about listening back to your own audio, your own voice, and you really want to fine-tune your performance and your sound, I do think that having a decent set of headphones that's going to give you an accurate playback sound is important, just for you to listen. Yes, you can use monitors, and you can use, different technology to make sure that your sound wave is correct and all that. But ultimately, I think you hearing it back right and hearing it back authentically is critical for self-improvement. Just my opinion. Who the fuck is this dude? Nah. All right, guys. I'll talk to you guys soon. Call me. So, in conclusion, IMO, I my honest IMHO vis-a-vis a la mode, that's equals the good.